Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick-a-Card Tarot readings for the week of March 7th. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tarot readings. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Obsidian, the Classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Amethyst, and the Tarot de Marseille with Dangling Jade. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. Pick one of each and feel free to pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, the timestamps are in the description below. Don't forget to check out your oracle card. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1. The 9 of Cups reversed fell out while I was shuffling your deck. That might mean something, it might not. I'm saying this as a reminder to myself. Let's see what the week has in store for you. So, oh, this is great. So, right here we have boldness and creativity and some kind of choice to make. Let me frame this correctly. Wait. Yeah, I forgot which order I do the cross in. Okay. Well, you see, having this strength card is encouraging. So what is coming to mind right now when I see the Queen of Wands reversed here is perhaps either manipulativeness or using your talent for language in a way that is not in line with your higher self, let's say. And at the center of that, we have the Hanged Man reversed and the 9 of Wands reversed at the bottom of your deck. So what I would say, my first impressions real quick, group 1, is that there is... It's like there's a stubbornness or a refusal to give in to something. And what's confusing me right now is how the Hangman reversed is interacting with strength. Because strength is, you know, the awesome thing about strength is that this woman is taming a lion with her bare hands, and the lion is like all submissively just, you know, chilling and taking it, which suggests inner strength. This isn't like brute force, hit it with a sledgehammer until it does what you want strength. And the fact that this card is upright along with the Queen of Wands, you have some, you have some really strong positive cards here, and they're 2 queens especially. So you have 2 major arcana cards and 2 queens, and in both cases, one of them is upright and one of them is in reverse. So it's kind of like what I would suggest to you, group 1. My first impression is that you might need to don't push yourself too hard. What is making me say this is the 9 of Wands reversed at the bottom of your deck. This is a card of, having endured a lot. Like you have reached, you've come this far and it's come at a cost, and it's a cost that you were more than capable of paying. But, you know, it's okay to slow down and really consider whether what you are doing is in serving of your higher purpose or not. These 2 queens in your cross are... The interaction that is implied between them is really fascinating to me because, again, the Queen of Wands is about, boldness, creativity, assertiveness. Queen of Wands is also about assertiveness. And, she has her head above the clouds. She has reached a level of intellectual development, which is, a lot higher than normal. She's 1 rung under the king in the tarot system. And the fact that these queens have so much in common, and yet one is upright and the other is reversed, um, suggests to me like this kind of internal conflict. Not necessarily internal conflict, actually. Let me think about this a little more, because I am I'm reading all of this as elements of you watching this. I don't have an overwhelming feeling that this involves. Well, of course, it involves in other people, because no one lives in a vacuum. But I'm not. I'm only seeing your perspective in here, is what I'm trying to say. So, like you, it's almost as if you've become accustomed to the strength that you've shown so far, and it's making you blind to the need to just not push yourself so hard. Because another interpretation of the hangman is surrender. I mean, this is the two main words that come to mind often with the hangman for me are surrender and new perspective. He's literally looking at the world upside down. However, he is surrendering to this. Let's call it a ceremony that he's going through, hanging himself from a tree. It's not entirely clear if he hung himself or if others put them there. But one thing is for sure, he's chilling. He's as they say in Fight Club, calm as a Hindu cow on this tree here, and yeah, the thing that that I think might be happening for you, Group One, is that the strength that you have and are capable of, um, uh, you know, just because um, just because you take your foot off the gas for a little while, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are done progressing. So I think that I think the warning that I have for you, Group One, is that having made it this far with the abilities that you bring to the table, it is putting you in danger of overextending yourself, or over exhausting yourself. And this comes again to the Nine of Wands reverse at the bottom of your deck. So what I would say to you, Group One, is that it's okay to consider other perspectives. It's also okay to just, you know, to not, um, you don't have to do it all. Uh, and it's funny too, because I think if you stubbornly tried to do it all, you could get a lot done. I'm just, um, I'm just wondering if that is what's better for you. And maybe it's me projecting, because most of the cards in your reading are upright. I don't count the bottom. I never count the bottom of the deck when I do this, or when I count these. But it's like the thing about the Two of Wands here is that he's, standing at the top of his castle, wondering if you should go out there. He's literally holding the world in his hands here, and I think that you already have this castle, and I just my concern for you, Group One, is that the pursuit of whatever goal you're trying to reach this week might come at the expense of it might put you in a situation where you're either needlessly harsh in your communication, or maybe manipulative. Those are some of my go-to interpretations for the Queen of Swords reversed is either using her skills for communication and forthright communication in service of herself at the expense of others, or in a vengeful, vexing way. And I'm not sure how that fits into your particular situation. So, trying to bring this all together, you do have the strength and courage that you think you have. And if you don't, actually, I would remind you that you do. So you have the strength, you have the creativity, and you have the ability to communicate with compassion. I would invite you to not lose track of that. And if it involves if going after what you want to go after this week involves needing to slow down a little, I would invite you to consider that. That might be what is that might be what you need. But one thing is for sure: just be careful how you interact with people, and I would invite you to consider like, is this really what is serving the higher good, or am I just trying to look out for number one in a way that might not be what is best? Yeah, that is all I have for you, Group One. So, if you want to jump straight to your Oracle cards, the timestamps for that are in the description below. All right, Group Two. Let's see what this week has in store for you. And Tower reversed, and the Page of Wands upright. So I'm not sure how to interpret this Tower reverse just yet. So let us continue with the cross. So, oh wow, Group 1 also had the Nine of Wands, but it was reversed at the bottom of their deck. So, let us see the final. Speaking of final, we have two reverse tens here, one at the bottom of your deck and one in the middle of your cross. So, this will do as a framing. So for you, Group 2, there's a completion here. Okay, the Tower reversed and the Ten of Wands reversed. Swords is telling me that there's a completion that is coming despite you. I think that I'm getting the sense that something is coming to an end that wasn't necessarily your choice. The not necessarily your choice part is coming from the Tower, because the Tower, the cool thing about the Tower is that it violently gets rid of anything that is not necessary. However, this is a lightning bolt coming from the heavens. These aren't the people who were in this tower before. They weren't like, I wonder if all of this is really necessary. Maybe we should reevaluate the situation. No, like heaven is like, no, bitch, you're getting rid of the unneeded right now. So it is that combined with the end of the Ten of Swords. Tens in general are completions, and the Ten of Cups reversed at the bottom of your deck is confirming that you have two reverse tens. So what I would tell you, Group 2, is that I don't think this week is going to throw anything at you that you are incapable of handling. What's giving me that impression is the Page of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is about endurance and having the resolve to get what, um, to come this far in your journey. And it's like, whatever this completion is opening up a new path for you. Um, you know, I say this a lot, but I read Pages and Aces very similarly. And I think that, something I say a lot is that pages are graduated aces. And this graduation ceremony is coming at you like a motherfucker. Whether this has happened or is in store for you this week is not clear to me. But one thing is for sure. Um, One thing is for sure, this is part of a growth process, which I think you are at the stage where where it's necessary and you're capable of doing it. This might involve, leaning on someone in your network, which may be able to help you through this. That doesn't make you any weaker per se. But one thing is for sure, I don't. I'm having the impression that this week is going to be a lot for you, group two. However, I think that once you come into the weekend, you will look back and I have the feeling that you will look back with a sense of pride in what you've gone through. And if whatever this Tower and Ten of Swords reversed represents for you has already come to pass, then I would just invite you to focus on the new possibilities. Because something that, and I'm so glad I didn't move on without mentioning this, something that I've been saying a lot about the Ten of Swords reversed in particular is that although this ending doesn't feel right, might not feel fair, it is setting you up for the next thing. Like it's setting you up for a fresh start, which is reinforced by the Page of Wands here. So I would say, I don't think it's anything you can't handle, although right now, hearing me say this, you might not agree with me. I know that it's hard. I know that you've been through a lot, but I think that this new path that is opening up will be in the best interest, that it'll be in service of what is better for you, because most of the cards in your cross are upright. But yeah, it's you will be tested, but I think you have what it takes to make it. And remember, what's being cleared away is what's not necessary. The foundation that this tower was built on will remain and is solid. Solid as a graduated ace, baby. All right, so that is it for your reading. If you want to jump to your Oracle card reading, use the timestamps in the description below, please. All right, group 3. Let's see what we have for you. All right, so we start with the Devil and the Magician. So, temptation, manifestation, or actually, I was blinded by the Rider-Waite interpretation. This is mainly about, preparing and skill. And we have the Empress here. That is a 9. Okay. With the Queen of Swords in the middle of your cross. So, let me just arrange this for your group 3. I think this will do. All right. Let me just take this all in. Part of reading Marseille decks is, to visually take this in. You have 3 major arcana cards in your cross. So that is I'm feeling that there is. This is looking like it's going to be a big week for you. However, I think that overall, the the thing the thing to look out for you, Group Three, is to not give in to temptation. I don't know what the temptation is, but I do think that this reading is overall good. Uh, I think that there's an opportunity to really create something and reach some kind of completion with the nine of swords here. Uh, Let me see here. The Empress is a card of abundance and, just basking in it. What is distracting me right now is the fact that the Queen of Swords and the Empress are looking away from each other. Let me just take a look here. Let me pull up clarification card. The Knight of Coins. Okay. I've been staring at this cross for a while before pulling a clarification card. And while I was doing so, the words "don't give up" were bouncing around in my head for you, Group Three, and I think I'm 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 still not entirely sure what this Devil card represents, but I will say that I think that through compassionate communication, you can attain you can achieve what you want to achieve this week because you have all the tools here. You have everything you need to manifest, and I have the very vague feeling that this Empress here might be what the temptation is. Kind of like when if you're in abundance and you have everything you want and you're super happy, there might be a temptation to rest on your laurels, so to speak, and this Knight of Coins here is reinforcing that impression. So what I would say to you, Group Three, is that I have the feeling that you're convincing yourself that there's something that you want to achieve, and I think that you're trying to convince yourself, or that you're under the impression that you don't really need it. And I think that voice or that conversation that you're having with yourself is what uh, the temptation is. It's kind of like being tempted to be lazy, um, being tempted to take like a self care week. Like I'm all for self care. The reason I put it in quotes just now is because I have the impression that this might not be necessary for you, and that this might be an excuse that you're making. It might be fear, it might be impatience, but one thing is for sure. I think that um, if you if you take an honest look at what your motivations are, it'll be, yeah, I think that a good piece of advice that I would give you, Group Three, is to take an honest look and evaluate if the things that you are tempted to do really are in greater service to you, because like I can't shake the feeling that the Empress here is the temptation. I think that you have everything you need and all the tools that you need to manifest what you want, and it might be impatience that is tempting you to just stop where you are. So I would tell you again to just not give up, to bring about the kind of changes that you want to bring about will require continued work. It's funny too because there was another group that I was telling them to not push themselves too hard. To you, I would say that you you're so close. You're so close to whatever this achievement is that I would encourage you to not let up at this point. This feels like the time for continued perseverance and not the it feels like the a good time for perseverance and not stagnation and pause. Is Do I have anything else for you? No, I think that covers it. So please stay tuned for your Oracle card readings, which are coming about right now. Yeah, that's a good card. That. All right, it's Oracle card time. This should be pretty good framing. Okay, I'll bring them down like that. Great. So, Group A, your card is Duration. This is I Ching hexagram number 32 with a bunch of mountains here as illustrations. And the keywords are constancy, continuity, endurance, perseverance, maturity, strengthening, stability, a deep commitment. All right, what is leaping out to me is the last one here, a deep commitment. I think, mountains don't grow overnight. And I think that the fact that okay, it's mountains during like all sorts of seasons here. So I would encourage you, Group A, to focus on enduring strength and to keep in mind that. To keep in mind that manifesting what you want to manifest or achieving what you want to achieve, it doesn't, the biggest, highest goals take time. And I would encourage you to just keep that in perspective, like the mountain reaching up towards the heaven, connecting the earthly realm and the heavenly realm. If you persevere, you can reach those heights, but it won't happen overnight. But that doesn't mean that you're any less capable, Group A. And Group B, your card is Imumkweli, the root. Let me just. Oh, wait, I know what this is. Oh, wow. So in in astrology, in astrology, you have the point where the sun rises, you have the highest point in the sky, you have the point where the sun sets, and then you have the deepest, darkest well here. So this is an invitation. I'm reading this as an interpretation to dive deep and really reflect. This might be a good week to do some self work and maybe some journaling to really get to the root of what the situations that you face are. This could be investigation of yourself. This could be investigation of your environment or your situations. But one thing is for sure, the the tricky part of the Imumkweli here is that it is hidden, it is deep underground. It is like, kind of like the midheaven is the highest point in the sky. The Imumkweli is the deepest point below the horizon, like on the other side of the world. And you can't really see what's there without work. But it's work of reflection and work of trying to see in the darkness. In astrology, people call this by its initials, the IC. And I was recently watching a podcast where the astrologer jokingly called it the I can't see point. So this might be a good week for you to really examine your deepest motivations or the deeper underpinnings of the situations that face you this week. Group C, your card is rest. That's kind of self explanatory. I would invite you to focus on self care. The funny thing is, one of the readings, I literally gave the exact opposite advice. If you chose group 3C, I would consider this card to trump the reading I just gave you. So I apologize for the confusion. For you, this might be a good time to rest and to take a break. Broadening it out to everyone, I would focus on revitalizing yourself for growth, because it's kind of I'm reminded of weight training. When you work out, when you lift weights, you're tearing your muscles. You're making tiny little tears in the fiber of your muscles, and your muscles actually get bigger on your rest days when you're all sore from your workout, but your muscles are rebuilding themselves bigger and stronger during your rest days. So this might, don't neglect this aspect of the cycle and the path that you're on, Group C. And finally, Group D, your card is intuition. Wow. Mercury in Cancer. I love the planet Mercury. I say it each time. Let me just take in the imagery on this card here. The funny thing is, the reason I'm taking this card back is because the Imum Quelli, the deepest point below the horizon, is in the fourth house, which is often associated with Cancer. And the fact that the planet Mercury is the planet that this card represents, Mercury in Cancer, it gives me a message of communicating with yourself, which is kind of what intuition is. It's like, trust your gut, trust whatever your instincts are trying to tell you. I would invite you to really pay attention and to trust it this week, Group D. Is there anything else? I really like the art of this card. Give me a second. Yeah, I was trying to read the names on this wheel here, or this circle, whatever. These look like the names of archangels, of which I am not familiar at all. I can name some, but I don't know what their role is or what they mean. So I will just come back to the core message of trust your intuition. Whatever messages that you think you are getting from the deepest parts of yourself, I would be inclined to trust them if I was in your position, Group D. Thank you so much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy your week. I'll see you soon.